Hey folks, I'm Philip and welcome back to Stellaris. The game makes a return to the channel and we are playing with the new Caelum patch 3.9.1 right now, because I think they've done a little mini patch after that. Caelum patch introduces a whole bunch of stuff, updating old DLC with to reflect the new mechanics to the game that have come out since those DLC, as well as giving them a bit more depth and breadth to their DLC packs so that they are a little more enticing to purchase, as well as more worth it, I would say. And we're going to explore some of that stuff. They've also done some updates to habitats, which we may explore in this playthrough as well. I might save that for a future playthrough, we'll see. But what's really interesting is they've introduced a new origin to the Plantoid species pack, which is what we're going to play. As well as some updates to different civics and so on. So let's check out what we're going to play this time. So we are the Council of the Great Bloom. We are known as the Arcadians. We are a xenophile and fanatic pacifist empire, which means we can only engage in defensive wars. We cannot indiscriminately orbital bombard people. We get increased empire size for pops, reduced I should say, negative 30%, which is pretty awesome, and our stability is at plus 10, which is good for production. And then, of course, a xenophile gives me 50% more insight on observing pre-FTL civilizations, as well as increases our trade value, our available envoys, and our external leader pool size. We get more leaders to choose from. We've also picked up 2 of the civics they've buffed in this particular thing. Both civics are probably consistently ranked kind of lower tier in their usefulness compared to other civics in the game. There are some civics that are undoubtedly much better than these 2, but I wanted to play with them. It's going to nerf our empire a little bit because they're not wonderful civics, but I think it fits into the RP of this, so we'll just do it that way. So the first one is Idyllic Bloom. The society has always spent much time improving and caring for their environment and pursues building a true paradise for their inhabitants. They can build Gaia Seeders on your and your vassal worlds, ideal for your starting species. Facilities spread across the planets progressively, bringing it closer to becoming a Gaian world, upgrading through 4 phases as you unlock improved terraforming techniques. Gaia Seeders can be constructed on additional planet types. So we get also a council position, which is what added, right? Because this is reflecting the new Paragon DLC. We get the Bloom Herald council position, which reduces the build cost of Gaia Seeders by 5%, which is useful. The science position. So we're going to make Gaian worlds everywhere, which I think is neat, and it has this sort of like caretakers of nature sort of feel we're going for, and you'll get that once we talk about the origin. The other one that fits into that is Environmentalist. Now this one is arguably probably one of the worst civics in the game, but it's gotten a little boost, which I think will take it from being an F tier to maybe a C tier. But at the very least, it'll be fun to play with. So the society seeks to coexist in harmony with nature. Great care is taken to preserve the environment and limit consumerism where possible. We can construct Ranger Lodge buildings, which add a Ranger jobs that produce unity for every naturally occurring blocker present. Those are like impassable mountain and kelp fields and so on your planets that normally you would remove these tile blockers, free up space in your planet, but we're going to keep them here, and it's only the naturally occurring ones that do this. And they give me unity, which is great. So we have a unity producer here, just as if we're a spiritual organization with the priests and stuff. We have them in Ranger Lodges. Rangers also produce society research, so good, more science, excellent. And amenities, which is great, so it means less building of amenity producing buildings, because we produce amenities in our ranger stations. They also produce energy credits, food, and minerals depending on the natural blockers present. So certain natural blockers on your planet will provide a raw resource when there are rangers present, when you have a ranger's lodge presence. For instance, I think the Impassable Mountains gives you minerals. So this is part of the buff they've done for this particular thing. They've increased the unity, I believe. as well as giving these raw resources to your empire for having these natural blockers there, which makes them less likely for you to remove the natural blockers. Of course, it grants access to the Ranger Lodge holding. It also produces consumer goods upkeep of -20%, and the empire effects per skill level op amenity usage goes down by 1.5%. So we need less amenities because of the first warden, and our consumer goods are less needed. So that's cool. So let's take a look at our race. I live in a tropical world. We're Plantoid species. I took Venerable because even though it's not a great trait for a race, it's pretty cool. And I think long-living plants make sense. I think budding is pretty cool. Each organic pop. Working as a slave or better produces a 0.02 monthly organic pop assembly. And this can be increased with other pop assembly things such as clone bats or spawning drones, and so on. I think this is pretty cool. So this will allow us to build pop more quickly, which I think is great, and that fits right into our origin. And for that, I took some negatives. Slow learners, so we don't gain experience as quickly. I didn't find that really affects our leaders all that much, especially with Venerable. It gives us more time to get experience, and I think you can counteract this pretty quickly. Sedentary makes sense for plants. They don't move around a lot. The pop growth from immigration is reduced and resettlement cost is increased. I don't plan on moving my pops around all that much anyhow. I hardly do in most games to begin with. So this makes sense here. And lastly, this is a new one added. Psychological infertility. Members of this species are extremely sensitive to the rigors of conflict, with the resulting stress taking over the more primal urges. So when we are at war or in a crisis, our pop growth is severely nerfed, so we'll grow much more slowly. I think, again, it makes sense for the pacifist build. I believe this particular trait was added to the humanoid DLC. So let's talk about the new origin, Fruitful Partnership. If your roots run deep, yet your spirit grows restless, let others carry your aches away. Let animals sniff your flowers, nourish themselves on your fruits, and bathe in the shadow of your leaves. Let them carry pollen and seeds to distant lands, so that your offspring can bury their roots on foreign soil. And when the wind brings you the sound of rustling leaves, you know your children have found a new home. Since time immemorial, we have worked with local fauna to spread our species across Arcadia, which is our home planet. So when the time came to uproot ourselves, branches reaching further skyward, it was only natural that we would also connect with the fauna of the void. They chew our fruits, they graze our leaves, and they'll carry our children to distant worlds where they'll bloom and be nurtured by alien suns. Let our seeds spread, let the galaxy be our garden. And so the whole idea of this origin is that space fauna, so that's like the Tianki and the amoeba and the crystalline entities and so on, can pick up seeds from our space stations and move them around the galaxy. And when they pass a habitable world, they can drop these seeds off, giving you a situation log decision, to spend some resources to develop those seeds and take over that planet. So it's basically like not free colonization, but like colonization in a different method. It doesn't require me to build ships, and more importantly, I can colonize quite far away from where I have started. I played around with this a bit on my own, and I've been able to colonize the other side of the galaxy, which is great. So pairing this with this, well, first we'll take a look at this. It says here that we get the space fauna dispersed seed pods, and seed pods are colonizable planets in space fauna, and that graze the starseed gardens. The starseed gardens are a thing on your space stations. On uninhabited planet, they get the dormant seed pod thing, which allows us to do a special project. On inhabited planets, you get the invasive xenoflora, which increases society resource from jobs, food from jobs, immigration pull. And empires with the Fruitful Partnership origin can use a special project to summon armies to appear on a planet during war. We also get starbase buildings, get the seed garden. This is where it produces 5 food, and it gives lures space fauna, so like the Tianki, to your starbases to eat the seeds and carry the fruit and carry your seeds across the universe. And then we get seed bombardment, which is a way for us to seed a planet forcefully. And then of course, we already have Tianki in a neighboring system to start us off, which I think is great. Let's begin. So part of this playthrough is going to be threefold. First off, we are trying to never go to war. We are pacifists, fanatic pacifists in fact. We do want to do big colonization. I want to colonize everywhere, which means I want to make friends with everybody, which means I want a lot of envoys, and I want to create a huge federation if I can. So that's part of this. The diplomatic playthrough here, I think, fits this particular race well. The other thing that fits it interestingly is I think I'm going to go for the science bent. Because if you're not going to fight, at the very least you should be top tech. And so I think pushing science as best as we can in this way would be good. And the third thing is pushing edicts. I don't use edicts a lot normally in my game, but I'd really like to start exploiting the edicts thing. So I'm going to do as much as I can to build that edicts fund up high and have a lot of stuff running at the same time. Let's take a look at our home system. So I picked one of the pre-generated systems. We are in the Deneb system. We renamed Deneb to be Arcadia, of course, but in our home star Pan. But as you can see, this is a pre-generated system, and this comes with a size 20 world, which is why I picked this one, because it gives us a nice big world to start with. Additionally, it guarantees some systems nearby. I don't remember which ones off the top of my head, but yeah, it gives us sort of a predictable start, which I think would be useful since I'm already nerfing myself a little bit in the species and civics department with what I've chosen there. So let's get our construction ship to start building some more minerals for us, because that would be lovely. Let's get our science ship out into the universe here, and let's see where we started. Now, I don't see any neighbors here. Now, we are playing on a huge galaxy, which I think is awesome. We're playing in the Bard cluster, I believe it's called, which is fun. I have increased the amount of AI empires to 22. I've also increased the amount of habitable worlds by 1 tick to be 1.25. So we have more habitable worlds, as well as the number of pre-FTL species by 1.25 as well, 1 tick. So that'll make the universe a little more crowded, which is good. I've also, as like I said, I played a little bit of this on my own. I've guaranteed that there are some AI empires that are out there that will also be either pacifist or xenophilic like we are, because the game I played, and I kid you not, of the 12 empires that I met, 10 of them were warrior cultures with the swords. They were, whatever that's called again in the scale, militaristic, which is opposite to what we are. And so I found that was kind of disappointing, because I wanted to do the nice federation thing. I don't want them all to be, pacifist xenophilics, but, I want some friends out there. And so I managed to cobble it together for a while. But it became very clear that I was never going to form a real federation, because nobody liked who we were as pacifist xenophiles. So let's see, we got a pretty little dense cluster here. There's the Tianki. Here's a tropical world, a 22, with a 17, sorry, with a 22 alpine world nearby. We can't really colonize the alpine world, but that's still pretty good. And I don't see anything else next to us, but that's okay. Let's go grab our science ship and we'll start surveying that system. And then I think we'll survey that system. Let's head around like this. We'll survey a bunch of stuff. Let's also build a new science ship right away. Let's pick some tech. I don't need the capacity subsidy right away. The research on research is very helpful, and early on getting some credits is helpful. I don't have a lot of credit production, so let's just do research on research. For the society tech, getting a bunch of unity and increasing our unity at the beginning is very helpful to speed through the first tradition, so let's do that. And then for here, let's do 0G refinery. It gives me the mining bay and the nebula refinery. As well as increases my mining output from stations by 10%. I haven't met anybody yet, so I don't really need the armor or the afterburners, so this is really the only economic one out there, so we'll take those two. We really got to get our research up, which we'll work on pretty quickly. Home system here. I think we're okay with for right now. Let's grab one more city district. Oh, I don't have the resources, never mind. We should grab one more city district as soon as we can. Our fleet is just going to sit here. You're set to the home base of Pan, that's good. We have a general involved, that's good. Let's check our government to make sure everybody is providing something. Our leader, I picked Spark of Genius to give me a little bit more research rate. Hopefully we'll be able to level that up. We do have 2 other pacifists in government. And we only have 1 general, and our Minister of Defense doesn't have anything attached to it, but we might have a second scientist that we can stick here. Again, you don't have anything added to it. So when we pick a new scientist for the new science ship, we'll try and get somebody with a trait that's good on council, and we'll switch out Rhizome of Grey here for somebody else. Alright, I think that covers everything. So let's go, put it at speed 2, because I'm not too worried about speed 1. We start with a space station that already has the Starseed Garden, so that's very cool. I do like this as a choke point. We've already encountered somebody. The caretakers. Oh, that's fun. They're a nice person. Biological civilization detected. Initiate custodial protocol 46 subroutine alpha A or alpha 8. Greetings, organic species. You are approaching the Tekaran continuance territory. Let's say peace be with you. Excellent. They're over here. Okay. It's probably off of this node. Science ship is done. Do I have the points? I need 138. I'm not quite there yet. Or 98 for these other 2. Let's see who's here. Ooh, another Spark of Genius would be excellent. And you have the anomaly research, but you do have the negative trait of gullible. It's only encryption, not a big deal. You have the Empire effect of getting more minerals, which is helpful. Archaeology I don't need right away, and you have the negative survey speed, probably not that one. And you have the leader experience gain as counselors is up. That's also very good. I probably grab stock of yellow. One of the stock of yellows, I should say, because there's 2. We'll see. And we encountered something, so we'll do that.
Construction complete.
Our construction ship is done, so let's have them grab the other mining station here for a little bit more energy production. I think you have enough points now to grab someone. Yeah, you're gonna grab you. I'm gonna have you go south. You can grab that, that, please. Okay, and then I want to switch the council over. So you are off council because I want you on the council to give me another 0.3 or 3%. Yeah, Empire effect is council, that's fine. Now I want to build another science ship soon. But I'll wait until this levels up, and I might wait until we get the recycle.
Construction complete.
Good. Now build me the science station, please.
System surveyed.
Excellent. And we're going to leave most of these be for the moment, and we'll come back and study them. Here's seed preserve. Oh, the galaxy's spaceborne fauna. We build a garden. We filled it with flowers, fruit, and sticky seed pods, ready to latch to the skin of these magnificent creatures. But would these void dwellers appreciate our bouquet? As soon as they bit the first apple, our anxiety dissipated. As you can see, there's a Yankee with our seed pod on it. Since time immemorial, we have offered fruit and shade to the animals of our planet. In return, they carried our seeds. Now, the ancient pact has been replicated at a galactic scale. Spaceborne fauna will carry their seeds pod with them as they travel. With a little luck, our seeds will fall on a colonizable planet where they will have everything they need to establish a new garden for our people. We need only direct energy beam to activate them, allowing us to inhabit new planets without having to send a colony ship. Excellent. Looks like our Yankee here. Yep, you can see a little seed pod symbol next to Yankee Space Whale there. They will move around and help colonize planets. Hopefully they go ahead over here and colonize that one, because that would be lovely.
Construction complete.
You're done there. I would like you to come over here and build that starbase. Alright, I think we're ready to build one more science ship. I need 13 stuffs. 1 stuffs.
Anomaly discovered.
Leave that for now. Science ship, please. Let that science ship head this way, I think, or maybe this way. Okay, 2 things have happened. First, we got our first... It picked up readings of an unknown nature. Signals follow some kind of repeating syntax, indicate a sapient origin. Keep talking. And we will pick our first thing here. We are 100% going to go with Discovery. There's other great stuff here, but I think Discovery is just too good to pass up in this particular way. So right off the bat, it gives me Anomaly Research Fleet plus 20%, which is great, and unlocks Map the Stars and Chart the Unknown, which we are going to pop immediately into. Over here, we can't quite do Map the Stars yet. Go. That'll give me survey speed and anomaly discovery chance. Detection range. It's all very useful stuff. I'm gonna have you build here. Increase our mineral and energy output. Science ship is done. Do we have another scientist I can hire? I need 98, so I gotta wait for more Unity to come in. Oh, we discovered the CyberX. It's okay.
Situation log
Looking for a
updated.
different one. CyberX is not the worst. In fact, it's a pretty good one of the precursor origin stories. In fact, I have a little list here. Yeah, CyberX is considered one of the best. I was really hoping for like the Voltalm or something like that. Would be kind of fun. But we'll see. We'll see. If it gives us a ring world, the CyberX. And stuff for mega structures. It's okay. Leave that for now. Still waiting for a little bit more Unity to come in.
Anomaly discovered.
Keep leaving it. We'll come back for them. I don't know where that whale went, but it's gone. Okay, we got 145 now. Let's grab you. I guess I'll grab you. I could grab you. Your survey speed. add. I'm gonna wait for just a minute to see if the
Construction complete.
if this flips. So look, we have a seed pod. So a seed pod has been planted on Jamor 4A, and we can activate it. Now Jamor 4A is a Savannah world, which is no good for us, so we're gonna leave that, but we can remember that we have that here, and you notice it gives us vision of this system, which is also very cool. I'm just gonna hire you, I suppose. And then we can always fire them and get somebody else in the future. So let's grab you and head this way. Survey that system and start heading out this way.
System surveyed.
Looks like this is the top of the universe. There might be nobody up here. I want to explore this way a bit. Oh, a gateway is amazing. Construction ship is done. Do I have enough points to do the next thing? I do. Well, let's grab this system. It's pretty good. And it's a choke point.
Council agenda ready.
Good. Our council agenda is finished, so this is going to give us top happiness. Let's expand the council.
Anomaly discovered.
Leave that for now. If you look over in the situation log, you can see the seed dispersal and where they are. I think it's very cool. I think the ring world could play into the RP of this. The idea of creating the ring world as sort of the center of the galaxy, as a place for everybody to meet. Kind of cool. Communications established with the Curator Order.
Reaching out to us.
Perfect. Well met. Where are they? Oh, I don't see them anywhere. Whoops. I don't know why it's wiggling like that. Where are the Curator Order? Well, first off, let's assist our research. Yes. And then where are you? We can't see them. Oh, we got a research assisted at least. That's good.
Construction complete.
This is done, so let's get the research stations going and then the mining stations. Let's go back to Arcadia. Let's grab another city district. Oh, and on Arcadia we want to get rid of some of this stuff, so I need 300. I can sell a little bit of food. Don't need this much food. Really not this early on. Yes, we'll do the habitable worlds. Which one gives me the pop? That one.
Anomaly discovered.
We'll knock another one out while we're at it.
System surveyed.
Yeah, and once we're done that, we'll add another research lab. In fact, I might replace the commercial zone with that. Maybe not right now. So we do need the amenities. One of our leaders leveled up. This is our head of research, so we could give them Spark of Genius 2, which I think is what we'll do. Increase our research speed even more. So we look up here, you can see our research speed is at plus 23 at the moment. For 2 Spark of Geniuses, a head of research, a curator insights, which is awesome. And we'll continue this survey speed. I think increasing would be very good. Let's do that.
System surveyed. Anomaly discovered.
Leave it for now. This is a arid world. It's also an arid world. There's the jump system, the gateway system. I think I'll probably grab this planet next and then head down to Jumia. Or Jumla, however you want to pronounce that.
Construction complete.
Perfect. Have you head over to here. Yeah, this is the caretakers, which is excellent. So if you take this, all of this territory will be mine. We'll work on that as well. This is your last thing. After you're done that, could you survey that, please? And then maybe these. Leave that for now. I'm considering firing our admiral. Ah, but we need a Minister of Defense. I guess we'll leave it. I guess we'll leave it.
System surveyed. Blocker removed. System surveyed.
Good. Blocker removed. Let's grab another science station. New archaeological site has been discovered. Excellent. There's the leader refresh. Let's take a look. Only at scientists. Anybody available who's good? Normally discovery chance is better than the guy we have. Let's hire this guy. Hire anyway. Fire this one. You're only level 2, you're not really providing anything. And then we'll, the spaceship that doesn't have a leader, which is you, and have that person. There we go.
Blocker removed.
I will get that last blocker removed as well. These are not natural blockers. This is Industrial Wasteland. The Nature Preserve also doesn't count. This is produced by the Ranger Lodge. The ones that do count are other kind of blockers. So like, we head over here, these ones. The dense jungle, the dangerous wildlife, and the active volcano, they all count. If I hover over it, will it tell me? It will not. Okay. Anyhow, I think that takes us to the end of our first episode. We got a pretty good start. Our little lobby here is growing. We're about to grow a little bit bigger. And we've met one other empire so far. Fallen Empire. That's okay. You're certainly going to guarantee me some space in the north here, because nobody's going to be coming from this direction. We just have to make sure we block off this direction, which we're working on right now. Yeah. It seems like a pretty good start. I'm hoping to run across some nice friendly neighbors, or at least one friendly neighbor in the next episode. Hope to see you then. Have a great day.